British, France, German, Italy is as currently is very difficult to complexity.
Right.
Or
So it's
not easy to communicate.
right.
Not like Japanese. Japanese is one single country for communication, so they don't need to spend so much time to discuss or kind of conflict and so forth.
Right.
Europe it's just melting pot for a lot of complexity.
Right.
Not easy to communicate. This is background difference. So Japanese case you are easy to persuade among Japanese people, but if you're going to get involved in European people, not easy every time. Every country background different, so they have not easy. Even the European people, not easy to communicate among those people. So they need to discuss a controversial discussion. They try to involve in. But Japan is no discussion. It's sort of aun. Do you understand right? So yes, I understand. But European cases, do you understand right? They don't understand. This kind of big gap we have. So European people spend lots of time for make a consensus, make a negotiation, make conversation, all the way. Even if one country, among countries, lot of difficulty they have. So Japan is simple.
Right. So is this a correct summary? So a melting pot full of conflict, difficult to communicate versus
Right,
stability,
exactly.
implicit, shared culture, common sense.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. The next one is more difficult. I remember we talked about that one a lot. So God is the way, but I am the center. Forgiveness from God. Wait, this one needs to go.
I think you need to prepare them on the second pages, blank page.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, write something.
All right.
You delete it?
No. That was actually that came from this one we already had. That one was okay. That one belonged to the.
Okay.
So so God is the way, but I am the center. So I think basically the main point is that I am the center versus we are the center. So the individual is in the middle versus the group is the center. So you
mean the European people, I.
Yes.
Japanese people never say I.
Never say I. It's they think about the collective first and
okay,
then about themselves.
Okay, like this.
The context is important.
Like this. Do you have some individualism somewhere?
Individualism, yes, here. Individualism, eccentricity versus conformism.
Oh, God. Confucianism is not a religion, okay?
No. But I think what they have in common is that Confucianism is it describes that how you should live in order to succeed in life. And the same thing applies to religion. It's basically also a prescription how you should live in order to succeed in life. The only thing is that in religion you will get your reward after you die. In Confucianism you get your reward while you're still alive. That's the only difference I see between the two.
I think Confucianism is one of the philosophy.
Right, right. But it's also more or less just a roadmap. So do this, do that, and then you will become a great man. It's a roadmap, just like the Bible is also kind of a roadmap. So if you do this, this, and that, then you will go to heaven.
Bible is a roadmap.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So that's the point. It's the same. It's something you have in common.
No. Today's I just this morning Confucianism. I just explained for the 10 Commandments.
Ah.
Okay.
Right.
And Christianity believe 10 Commandments, but Confucianism is we don't have 10 Commandments.
Right. But wait a minute, because you also say, for example, about Confucianism, you always say like, okay, listen to your wife, be patient. These are also commandments.
No. They said we have thousands of commandments. Right?
Right.
But Christianity is just on Ten Commandments.
Well, yeah, right. So,
But the Confucianism is we should keep Ten Commandments. We don't have kind of.
yeah, but the main points are rather clear, no?
From the start to the end, all commandments. What's the difference?
I don't think there's much difference. I think they are both trying to do the same thing. They're trying to describe how you should lead your life. And individualism is actually in contrast with religion, because individualism is kind of, okay, you decide how to live your life. Nobody tells you how to live your life. You are responsible for your own destiny. It's you, only you, who is ultimately the driver of his own life. So that is actually in direct conflict with each other.
はい、そうです。
So I think that Confucianism and religion basically do the same thing.
Just a moment. I need to think. Same thing?
どう思う木本さん。
コンフューシャニズム
Confucianism and religion is basically the same thing.
I think religion should have a mechanism of the spread to the people,
Right.
but Confucianism has no mechanism to spread to get the people who believe the Confucianism.
But kids were forced to study Confucianism, right? It's part of the education. That's the same thing. People are being sold on Confucianism. It's the same
that's a
thing.
good point.
Yeah.
ああ。そうすると、what is different from the philosophy and religion?
So basically, philosophy puts the essence in the individual. The individual is the one who should find himself and should navigate. And there's the world that has a lot of rules and social structure, but basically, philosophy is about me and logics and how I can move inside the world. But it doesn't give the destination. Basically, it just gives people a critical mind to find their way. But it's not described. Whereas the Bible, you said, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. That's the roadmap. But philosophy says, okay, who am I? Yeah, so basically, where do I go? And the answer is wherever you want to go.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
江戸由来、江戸川幕府、they try to enforce Confucianism for years. At that time, big difference from Westerners is we don't believe God.
Huh.
No God.
Right.
This is a
But
big difference.
actually, okay, let's assume for a second. I hope I don't offend anyone that God doesn't exist. God is just a figment of everybody's imagination. Then it's exactly the same, no?
But Edo-san,
So basically, the Bible assumes that there is a God. But let's say that we made up that there is a God, that God doesn't exist. Then basically, the Bible is just a roadmap how we should lead our life. God is just to make something visual, to make it clear to people that they have to answer to anything. But if there's nothing, who do you answer to? Confucianism said, okay, you need to answer to yourself, basically. You need to answer to your followers. But since we are individuals, we're not talking about individuals, we're not talking about the group, we're talking about, okay, there is this big guy that you think.
Okay, and let us analyze Confucianism is